Hello and welcome to another video review of Optics Trade Debates. My name is Tadej.
My name is Theodore.
And today we'll discuss turn indicator. What actually is a turn indicator? Why is it needed? Theodore here will tell us more about it. So Theodore, what actually is the turn indicator?
Well, I think that this is a basic topic, but still we consider that all viewers know what a elevation turret is and what you do with it, so that you understand that the scope can be zeroed to a certain distance, let's say to 100 meters, and then you use the elevation turret to adjust the point of impact on longer distances. So turn indicator is a feature of a turret that shows you if you did more than one revolution of the turret, and it helps you to know how many clicks you dialed in. So that means when you're shooting, let's say you have a rifle scope zeroed at 100 meters and then you say I will shoot at 800 meters. You have to apply really a lot of clicks, let's say 50, 60, maybe even 150. It depends on the caliber and depends on many factors, the click value and so on. And this basically means that in some cases on longer distances you have to turn the turret more than one revolution. Let's say this turret here, which I have, has 10 milliradians of an elevation change in one single turn. That means if you have a bullet drop of more than 10 milliradians, you have to turn more than one turn. And the turn indicator shows you how many turns did you do. It's like when you're turning, it shows you, okay, now you came into the second revolution, now you came into the third revolution, and so on. And then with the help of a turn indicator, you can calculate how many clicks you dialed, so that you don't need to count all the clicks. Because imagine you have to do, let's say, 230 clicks, and counting 230 is really, really hard. So it's much easier if you say, okay, I do 100 clicks in one revolution, I have to do 2 full revolutions and then 30 clicks more. And this is what the turn indicator tells you. If you're in the first turn, or in the second turn, or the third turn, or even higher, in which turn you're already in when you're dialing clicks on the turret.
So basically it tells you in which turn you are when you are dialing elevation or windage adjustments.
Yeah.
In a certain case. Okay, I can see we have quite several types of rifle scopes here, and I presume there are several types of turn indicators here as well. Can you tell me more about these types here?
Well, it's basically all goes down to what kind of turret you have. If you have a multi-turn turret, then you need a turn indicator. Definitely. If you have a double turn turret, you also need a turn indicator, so that you know that when you came into the second turn. If, however, you have a single turn turret, that means that you can only turn it for one revolution, then turn indicator is not needed. So basically how we divide all these types is what kind of turret the scope has. If it has a capped hunting turret, like this one, a lot of times there is no turn indicator. So basically you don't know in which turn you're in, because it's suggested, and all these hunting scopes are usually designed like this, that you only zero it once and you don't dial for long range shots on such turrets. So some capped, I would say majority of capped hunting turrets have no turn indicator. So this is the first type. Then the second type is when you have a multi-turn turret. With a multi-turn turret, the most common turn indicator is just a diagram of lines underneath the turret. So when you start at 0, you actually, when you're zeroing the scope, when it's zeroed, like here, yeah, it stops at 0, you don't see any line beneath the turret, because the turret is completely well, close to the tube, completely in the down position. But when you dial in the clicks, the turret moves up, and when it's moving up, all the lines become obvious beneath the turret. So this is the most common turn indicator. It does, however, have quite a few disadvantages. First of all, it's not really that precise. Sometimes it's really, really hard to know in which turn you're in. Second of all, with time it usually wears out, so you don't see the lines as nicely as you used to do. And of course, if the turret has so many turns, it's sometimes a problem to really know how many clicks you dialed in, because it's hard to see. And also the position of the diagram itself means that if you're in prone position and shooting, you have to lift your head up to see the lines. So you're not in a natural and normal position for shooting to see in which turn you're in. And also, if there is low light or even in darkness, it's useless because you're not able to see it.
Of course.
But this is the most common one. We can even double turn turrets on some scopes have the same system. So even like this tactical Burris, it has a double turn turret. That means the turret can revolve only for 2 revolutions, and it has the same system. So when you go into the second turn, suddenly lines of the diagram appear underneath the turret.
Yeah, it's quite a clever solution, but as you said, if in low light, it really makes no sense, because you don't know where you are.
It's not so accurate. It's always like it's really hard to see when you're in transition from one revolution to another. In that part, it's hard to see, and it's hard to know if you're still in the first or the second revolution. So it's not the best choice, but still, multi-turn and double-turn turrets do use this approach, and it's very, very common. Then, next approaches, which is really, I would say, sophisticated with multi-turn turrets, is like with Schmidt and Bender, where you have numbers on top of the turret which show you in which turn you're in. So when you're going into the second turn, the number 2 appears on top of the turret. When you're going into third turn, like now, number 3 appears on the top of the turret. And this is probably the best system, or at least the most accurate system for multi-turn turrets.
Yes, it's actually very accurate, but as you mentioned, it's still in low light. They're still
it's
better.
Useless, yeah. But still, these scopes with multi-turn turrets from Schmidt and Bender, they're meant for daytime shooting on targets and paper targets.
That's
so
right.
It still works. And something similar we can also see with Kales, K10 to 50, only on this model, where again you have a multi-turn turret, where is a turn indicator, mechanical turn indicator, which pops out of the turret when you go from one revolution to another. Again, this turret has about 4 or 5 turns, so different colors on this turn indicator are signaling in which turn you're in. I would say it's also a good solution, but again, it can be misleading. Sometimes it's not so accurate to see in which turn exactly you are, and because there is no numbers on them, mistakes can happen quickly, especially when you are dialing in a lot of clicks.
Yes, of course.
But still, it's a nice approach. Similar approach is also on Vortex Razor 4.5 to 27 by 56, where a turn indicator pops out at the side, and also the turret has 3 revolutions, and you see the first revolution it pops out, the second revolution it pops out a little bit more, and the third even more.
Yeah, I think more and more manufacturers of premium class go for these kinds of solutions for their rifle scopes.
True. Then the last turn indicator, which I think is the nicest, is with the most high quality premium tactical rifle scopes, which usually or almost as a rule have a double turn turret, whereas a classical mechanical turn indicator, so when you are reaching the second revolution, this turn indicator pops out. And this is great because it's only in or out, there is no colors or anything else. You immediately know, even by feeling not only and seeing it, that you're in the second revolution. When you're in the first, it's hidden inside.
Yes, for me this is a very clever idea, because if rifle scope only has 2 turns and it pops out, you know where you are.
You know immediately.
With the multi-turn, it's a bit misleading, as you mentioned it. So
I think that the first company that had this, but I could be wrong. This I'm just presuming was Schmidt and Bender. They had their first double turn turret had a similar indicator like this one, but it has only black and yellow color. So you knew based on the color in which turn you're in, either first or second. But later, when they introduced the MTC turrets with a locking feature, and when they and also the MTC turrets without a locking feature, both of them, they featured the turn indicator, which just pops out, like on this one, on this high power. I'll do it like this. Now you know you're in the second turn because it popped out.
Yes.
And I think this is the best turn indicator. However, normally when you're having long range scopes with are more meant for target shooting, not for tactical applications, then you have finer clicks, like both of these two scopes with multi-turn turrets have 1/8 of MOA clicks, so 3.5 millimeters and 100 meters. So it's impossible to make a turret which would be only double turn to facilitate the whole elevation range. So with this you need multi-turn turrets, and with multi-turn turrets this simple indicator is not usable.
So very usable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's the best, but only for tactical mil scopes or similar which have double turn turret.
Okay.
This mechanical turn indicator. With multi-turn turrets, I would say this indicators like on Schmidt and Bender with numbers, or with Kales with this small piece of metal which goes out. This is probably the best approach. And then normally like IOR, Burris and everybody else with the diagram beneath the turret, this is the most conventional turn indicator, but it has many flaws, and especially sometimes it's hard to see exactly in which turn you're in.
Okay, so just to clarify once more, the answer is of course very obvious to which one is the best. You mentioned to those cheap rifle scopes, hunting rifle scopes, feature a turn indicator without turn indicator. And those have a simple line diagrams. Some have lines, some don't have lines. They have numbers.
Yeah.
As this one is probably the most premium, right?
Yeah. The normal mechanical turn indicator on a double turn turrets, which only has two positions, either reclined inside, that means first turn, or popped out second turn. These are definitely the best. However, this is only possible to be facilitated on this double turn high quality tactical scopes.
Yes, of course. Okay.
And turrets.
Thank you very much.
I think we clarified most of the things. Yeah.
I think we did. But if you have any additional questions, if we forgot something, please subscribe to our channel, leave a comment below, or simply write us an email and we'll reply to it. Thank you very much and take care.
Thank you. Bye.